So, a lot has happened since my last video about Brics. A fake meeting in the June, Turkey in the Brics Club, and the end of the Petro-Dollar Agreement. What's up guys, it's Ahmed, and today I will talk about these points related to Brics. So, be with me till the end of this video. So recently, there was a two-day meeting on 10 and 11 June in Russia, in which the foreign ministers and other attendees from the 20 different countries was present. But something is interesting is that apart from the 9 Brics countries, attendees of 11 other countries were present there, mostly from the Asia and Middle East. This shows the growing interest about Brics around the globe. And this meeting was all about economic cooperation, good trade settlements, and expansion of Brics. Just the same kind of stuff they talk about previously. What's more interesting is that not just 11, 30 countries are just at the spot to join Brics. This is said by the Russian ambassador Igor Morgunov, and the same thing was also said by Putin himself at the start of the year. So, interest is not fading away, but it's growing drastically, with some potential newcomers from these countries will be announced in October's summit of Brics. It's by far the most interesting question popping up for Brics. Is there will be a new joint currency of Brics members? Yes, it's kind of official now. This is to buy note. No, not this one, but this one. Binary C.
Dollar is still dominant, and to get rid of dollar, we have to show some strong economic growth. So if Russia, India, China keep growing fast, maybe by 2027 we have common currency. 2027. That's the target.
Director of the Brics Institute, and according to him, 2027 is the target for a Brics currency. Fundamentally, they are flaws. Yes, they cannot make a stable alternative to United States dollar or other global reserve currency if they base this currency on fiat currency standard, which comes with its own set of problems, as that currency will be based on the economic strength of the Brics countries, and it means the single interest rate will be applicable on all of them, and it's not viable for each country, as there are some economies in Brics community which are struggling, and there are some stable economies. If one interest rate is there, then it may be good for the struggling economy, but not for the stable one. I explain these kind of complexities in the video tagged above. So watch that if you want to go deep in the topic. So what's the other option? Gold. It's the most preferable option right now, as central banks of major Brics countries are buying gold at a high pace. This supports the motive of new currency based on gold standard. As these countries are also dumping slowly the US treasuries, just to move from the United States dollar, and potential impacts of ballooning national debt of United States and coming closer towards gold. There are very much chances that Brics will create this currency on the basis of gold, but right now Brics countries are preferring their individual currencies to trade between themselves. So the end of the Petro-Dollar Agreement, which makes me come to the next point. It's interesting because recently, on June 9, 2024, the Petro-Dollar Agreement between the United States and Saudi Arabia of 50 years came to an end, and Saudi Arabia chose not to renew it. This has a lot of impact on the global status of the United States dollar. According to this agreement, Saudi Arabia, a major oil producer, can only sell oil to other countries just for the United States dollar. It cannot sell in the Saudi riyal or any other currency of the buying country. It can only do it in United States dollar. And Saudi Arabia did this just in exchange for the military protection by United States. Agreement was a tool for the United States to make a greater demand around the globe for United States dollar. As the countries will have to pile up the United States dollars, the value of the United States dollar will stay stable, as the demand is always there. This made other oil-selling countries to trade for the United States dollar, as it is kind of a stable currency. No one wants the other currencies which are struggling. Yeah. Now this agreement is not in place anymore. Saudi Arabia is aligning its motives towards Brics, and also the countries like Russia and China now started to trade oil between themselves more and more in their respective currencies. I think they are not fair now. So these factors can accelerate de-dollarization. So almost a week ago, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan visited China to meet with Chinese Foreign Minister. And in that meeting, Fidan was asked this question. And he replied, "We would like to, of course, why would we not?" So later in Brics meeting of foreign ministers, he was also there. These acts of Turkey points to becoming a Brics member very soon. But what's most interesting and weird thing about it is that Turkey is already a member of NATO. It is a member of NATO since 1952, and it is the second most powerful army in the NATO alliance. It is crucial for NATO because of its great location on the globe. And if Turkey joins the Brics, then how it could support the military goals of NATO for which it was primarily accepted in that alliance. It will leave NATO, but it's not as simple. Why Turkey is doing all of this? Because it is not a member of European Union. Yeah, despite being an European country, it is not the member of EU. The Turkey is actively applying for becoming a member for last 20 years. But maybe EU doesn't want Turkey for being a Muslim-dominated country. Now Turkey's Brics a perfect alternative to EU, and Fidan himself said this while being in the recent meeting in China. So there are a bunch of complexities and uncertainties in this group right now. No clear paths, mixed cultures and religious values, different economic goals. I think one thing is for sure, every other country will join the Brics alliance, which is against the world order led by the West. Obviously, it will become a huge thing in future.